You know, y'all, what I come to find out in the times we're living in, man, there ain't a lot of time left in this world for me to be doing vocal covers and all this. You know, yeah, it's cool, man, but is that what the Lord really wants me to do? Does the Lord really want me to go do that heavy metal stuff and all that? Singing them secular worldly songs? I mean, yeah, I do a good job at impersonating them, but in the Lord's eyes, it's not good because of what I'm singing and what I'm talking about with the lyrics of the songs and stuff. They're worldly, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, there was a video I made about 13 and 14 months ago, and I was telling y'all, I named my that YouTube video that I made, I called it My True Beliefs Revealed, you know, Christianity, you know what I'm saying? And I told y'all that because I didn't think that y'all knew I was a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all see me singing all those secular songs, doing all that demonic heavy metal sounds and all that. You know what I mean? But I'm really an example of a backslidden Christian living in the last days, because we are living in the last days. You know, and I might be a living proof of what happens when you receive the mark and the mark of the beast. Yes, you know, a lot of people don't want to say the name Antichrist even. A lot of times, you know, I told friends that I knew not too long ago, I told some friends that I knew about, you know, Elon Musk being a part of some of this stuff and all that, and you know, and one of my friends responded, don't tell me about Elon Musk. I don't want to hear about Elon Musk. You know, her reaction was like that because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it offended her or something. There was this woman I was talking on Messenger with about it. You know, I was saying Elon Musk might be one of those anti-gods or whatever. But I was talking about all that stuff because what makes a person an anti-god in this world is a person that tries to go to God without going through Jesus and his blood through the Holy Spirit first. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to skip Jesus and go straight to God. And by default, it makes you an anti-God. You know what I'm saying? Antichrist. A little antichrist. You know, and all that stuff, yeah. And a lot of that stuff that I was starting to believe was delusion and deception. You know what I'm saying? I don't usually share this too much with y'all because a lot of my listeners, you know, still are in the world. A lot of my brothers here and sisters on YouTube here, a lot of y'all are the crazy, wacky folks. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling y'all this, that, you know, because like that video I made a while back about my true beliefs revealed and stuff on that video, the reason why I said revealed was because I guarantee y'all you didn't see a shed of Christianity in me in those videos I made and those vocal covers. And a couple of them, yeah, they were Christian songs like Hovey. You know, that's I guess a Christian hip hop song. You know, welcome to the other side. It's Hovey. They play it on a radio station called Light FM here in Brenham and stuff, Brenham, Texas. And it's basically Christian hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And I made that video like almost 2 or 3 years ago, where I did a short where I did that song by Hovey called Other Side. You know what I'm saying? But you know, yeah, and I do all kind of music. I do Christian, heavy metal, rap, but I kind of need to start narrowing my diversity. I need to start keeping it Christian. You know what I'm saying? I really need to keep it to the Lord, you know, keep it for the Lord and to glorify his name, you know. And even today I just downloaded a vocal cover. A lot of y'all probably seen it already. It was the you know, it was copyrighted because, you know, the heavy metal band Aborted is very popular, and they're really on the people that try to mimic their singing and stuff and do their vocal covers. And YouTube strikes you quickly for certain bands when you do vocal covers for them on YouTube. A lot of times you'll get copyright strikes. I haven't gotten a strike yet. I just got a copyright warning on some of my vocal covers. But you know, just understand that this stuff is real. You know, people are changing on this earth today because of a spiritual shift. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call it, is a spiritual shift on this earth, and it's all around the world. You know, some of these things we can't explain is happening right now. And I want to mention one of them, but if I told y'all would think I was crazy. But it's hard to explain. There's a manipulative spirit going around that is posing as the Spirit of Christ and the Holy Spirit, when in reality it's the spirit of Antichrist and the enemy. You know, and I felt this spirit. You know, one time I was getting a little upset. I didn't really blow up that bad. I just got a little bit upset. I started pacing a little bit, And the guy that guy that took us to the place we were at, you know, when he saw me tripping even a little bit, he said, "Oh, you better not do that or I'll call the police." I said, "Bro, I barely even did anything to have a reason for someone to call the police on me." You know what I'm saying? And I believe this has something to do with the spirit of lawlessness, the spirit of the Antichrist, because, you know, because any little thing you do and somebody overreacts to your reaction, they overreact to the way you act. You know what I'm saying? And people have done that to me a lot, and I think it's slavery. It's, you know, I feel like I'm spiritually enslaved to the enemy and the anti-gods and the Antichrist and crap. You know, and I'm just really like frustrated and burnt out, and this world just be getting me frustrated as all get out. And I'm starting to have a spirit of negativity on me. You know, I be talking real negative. And a lot of times when I'm feeling negative, I look around and everybody seems like they're the exact opposite of me. Everybody's just peaceful, happy. You know, it's almost like as if their happiness is coming from my upsetness or my negativity. You know, I don't know, y'all, but, you know, it's cool to do these vocal impersonations and stuff, impressions, but I think I need to tone it down with how diverse I am with certain secular songs and stuff that sing about mutilating corpses and all that stuff. And that stuff, y'all see how crazy I look in some of them videos. Yeah, it's fun to watch me. You know, it's probably a fun spectacle to see me on those videos, you know, going crazy with that heavy metal stuff and some of those hard, you know, gangster trap rap and all that crap. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I believe I'm still a Christian at the end of the day, y'all. And I encourage y'all to try to get on the same path too. I love y'all.